everyone. So I wanted to put together a tutorial of how I style my hair. I usually style it just twice a week and kind of coast on those styles I do. So this is my everyday kind of look, and people ask me how I do my hair. I'm a hairstylist, so I thought I might as well try doing a tutorial. So this is my hair air dried. It is not fully dried yet. I would say it's about 90% dry. And this is when I would go in with a blow dryer. Before I do that, I just want to touch on the two products I put in my hair before I do let it air dry and blow dry. First off, when I get out of the shower, I usually use a primer or a detangler. Today I used Bumble & Bumble's Tonic. This is a primer. It is medium weight, so I would say it's better for people with medium to coarse hair. I find my hair can get away with it. Nice thing about Tonic is it has tea tree oil in it, so it's really good for your scalp. So you can definitely get it in on the scalp, mid and ends. Yeah. After I put in my Tonic, I put in Bumble & Bumble's Repair Blow Dry. This is a blow dry cream. It's nice and dirty. This is my life. I am definitely a person that leaves dirty caps and doesn't close anything ever, so in my life things usually look like that and not closed all the way. But now it's closed. So Bumble & Bumble Repair Blow Dry says it's for dry or damaged hair. Living in Alberta, everyone has dry hair, so I always recommend using something for moisture. And then anyone that has chemically altered hair, whether that's color, straightening, perming, etc., using something that is repairing and to help protect your hair from heat and blow drying. So we got Bumble & Bumble Tonic, Bumble & Bumble Repair Blow Dry. We used to carry Bumble & Bumble in our salon, that's why I have these, but you can now get Bumble & Bumble at Sephora. Link below. So, blow drying my hair. Basically, when it's this dry, I'm just trying to finish it off and smooth it out. So instead of going upside down like everyone does, like this, and ending up looking like a poof ball, go through and dry from roots to mids to ends. Sometimes I will use a brush, sometimes I won't. If anything, a big round brush or a paddle brush. As well, I highly recommend the Wetbrush. This guy is really good for detangling your hair, really gentle on your hair, and after you've put in your product, it's a great way to evenly distribute it throughout your hair. So I'm gonna go through and blow dry my hair. So, now that we are blow dried, one thing I want to say is you definitely don't want to move on to the next step of using a flat iron or curling iron or wand when your hair isn't 100% dry. So, feeling my hair, it is 100% dry. Please don't do it with any moisture in your hair. You're just asking for it. You're just cooking it. So let's not cook our hair. Another hot tip on heat styling is you want to make sure, oh, I'll show you what kind of blow dryer I have. Please make sure you keep this guy. Nozzle, nozzle. Why should you keep your nozzle on your blow dryer? Well, if you look at a blow dryer like this, and you think about when it's blowing out air, there's nothing to concentrate the flow of air. It is going everywhere. So when that goes on your hair, it can go everywhere. Putting on this little dude keeps the concentration of the air, that's why they call it a concentrator or a nozzle, keeps that air flowing in a more direct motion. So when you are blow drying your hair, which you always want to be keeping the flow of air down your cuticle to keep all those little shingles on your hair shaft smooth, you want to be using that direction together versus free for all. I prefer using a flat iron or a curling iron over a wand. I just find holding my arm up hurts me old triceps, so I like to use a flat iron. So on this guy, we have a temperature gauge. When buying a flat iron, please look for one with a temperature gauge. You want to know what kind of heat you're putting on your hair. You want to know if you're cooking it. You want to know if you're maxing it out. So I ask a lot of people what temperature they have their flat iron set at. A lot of the time, maximum. Why? Well, it does it faster. Not really. You just need it at a certain temperature for your hair to make a difference. So I will show you today flat iron curls at 300. I have finer hair strands, so I don't really want to fry them off. Another thing I would recommend doing is using clips. Why you should use clips? So you don't go over the same piece of hair 6 times and then come in with it broken to there asking why it's broken. Usually a lot of the time it's a combination of chemical services overlapping plus flat ironing every day and going over it 6 billion times. So I like to use my clips to section out my hair or my nice long nails. So I can either do it that way, take a section, whoop, or if you don't have long nails like me, get in there with your clip, section it out, pin it up. I understand some people have thicker hair than I do or longer, and then in that case I would use a alligator clip. I can link some below. They are a little more hefty. Those are the ones I usually use at the salon. These type I just use at home because it's just me. Keeping it at 300, we're sectioned out. I'm not as worried about the back because I do have a bob, but I will section that out too. Gun show, gun show. Keep your sections about the size of your tool. Clip it on the mid shaft, not too hard. Quarter turn, pull through. Looks scary, right? Looks really curly. That's okay. Don't be rushing to brush it out. Don't rush the brush. A lot of people rush the brush and then they're like, my hair doesn't hold a curl. Well, it probably did, but you brushed it out right away. So these are gonna look a little bit Shirley Temple-ish to start, but don't you fret. I find sectioning helps you do a better job of the back of your head. You can always ask someone to take a look at the end. So again, mid, away from the face, little half revolution, return, pull through. Perfect. So this side looks a little different from this side. That's okay. It's because my arm is held differently. One thing you can do is go over and calm it down a bit. I usually like, oh, I did the brush. So I like to spray as I go. You could spray before, you could spray as you go, you can spray after, hairspray it up. Today I'm using Osis Stronghold Hairspray. And just leave it. So for this portion of the video, I didn't want to bore you guys, but you essentially keep doing what you did on the first section just throughout your head. On my one side, I take 2 chunks of hair, and on the other side I take 3. And I continue going through and flat iron waving those pieces. Take note that I never go over the same piece twice. The point of that is you don't want to keep overlapping your hair with heat. You want to do one and done on each piece. Let your hair cool. I know right now it looks kind of crazy, I call them sausagey kind of curls. A little sausage. Just let it cool down. No rush. You got places to be. Check your phone. Surf the net. Check Instagram. Drink your coffee. I'm trying to not drink creamer. Just almond milk and stevia. It's not as good as my Cinnabon coffee creamer. But I'm trying to be healthy, trying to make those little changes. Make sure you turn your flat iron off when you're done too. That's always a good idea. Okay, so now that my curls are cooled down, brush them out, turn them more into waves. Once I get here, I feel a little bit flat. So this is something that I've been doing recently. I've been drawing on a certain part, curling on a certain part, and just to give myself that Instagram-y, like, big wave at the front, literally, you just change your part. So I just flip to my other side, and I get that swoosh that everyone is looking for. This is the easiest way that you can get it. And you get super good volume on this side, you get a nice swoosh, get a little ba-ba-boom. I tend to do this twice a week, and that's basically it. And in between, I use dry shampoo to keep my roots from getting too greasy. And as well, one thing I do like to do is sleep with a silk pillow. I find that helps keep your style a little better. Let me just grab my silky pillow. This guy right here, it helps to keep my style nice and smooth. It doesn't mess with anything. I don't put a headband in at night because I don't want that mark. I don't put my hair up at night because, again, I don't want to mess it up. This is it. I hope you guys appreciated this tutorial. Please let me know what you'd like to see, because I'm really open to making whatever people want. I know there is a lot of people on YouTube doing makeup. I haven't really looked a lot at people doing hair tutorials, but I thought, you know what, it doesn't hurt to put one out there since people ask how I do my hair. I really appreciate you watching. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my account is @MorganM_hair. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, guys. Thanks.